Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to our Basics of Python series by Urdu IT Academy. So today we are going to continue with our last topic value. And in this video, we will be discussing more about the continue statement and break statement in while loop. So let's get started. Yeah, before starting, let's have a small discussion about our previous assignment question. Okay. So in the last video, I have given you two questions as assignment problems. So the first program is to print odd numbers in a given range. So here, as you can see, I'm asking the user to enter the limit, like up to what number we need to print. And the limit, we are storing it inside a variable limit. Okay. And here we are adding int input because obviously the limit will be a number. After that, I have created a variable I, which is equal to 1. And while I less than equal to limit, imagine the limit is maybe 7. Okay. So we are checking while I less than 7. So I is 1, so 1 less than 7. That is true, right? Since it is true, computer will go inside the while loop and it is printing the I. I means it will print 1. After that, I equal to I plus 1. I is now 1, which is changed to 1 plus 2, 3. Then the computer will again go up here to check the while condition one more time. Here now we are checking I is now 1 plus 2, 3, right? So we are checking while I, which is 3, 3 less than 7. That is again true. So it will again go inside the while loop and it is printing the I, which is now 3. After that, I equal to I plus 2, which means 3 plus 2, I becomes 5. Then again, the computer is going up here. Now we are checking the condition while I is now 5, 5 less than 7. That's also true. So going inside, we'll print I. I is now 5, so printing 5. After that, I becomes, I becomes 5 plus 2, 7. So here we are going up, we are checking I less than equal to. Sorry, we have an equal to symbol also here. So in all the conditions, we are checking I less than equal to limit, right? So now the value of I is 7. So 7 less than equal to, there is an equal to, right? So 7 equal to 7 is true. So it will go inside the while loop and it is printing I, which is now 7. After that, I equal to I plus 2. I becomes 7 plus 2, 9. So whenever going up in the while condition, while 9 less than equal to 7, which is wrong. So the program finishes there and the computer will go down below here. There is no more code. So the program is done. I hope it's clear. Now the next question. Next question is to create a program to print the sum of even numbers in a given range. Okay, so here we don't have to print the even numbers. We just want to print the sum of even numbers in a range. So obviously, if you want to print the numbers in a range, here also you need to ask the user to enter the limit. So I'm asking the user to enter the limit. Suppose maybe the limit is 8. Imagine the limit is 8, okay? I have two variables. I have created two variables, I equal to 0, sum equal to 0. Okay. So sum is to store the sum, I is to keep track of the numbers. So while I less than equal to limit, I is now 0. So yeah, 0 less than equal to 8. That's correct. Right? So it is correct. So here, what we are doing is a sum is equal to sum plus I. So imagine the variable of sum. Okay. Sum is now 0, right? Initial value of sum is 0. That is this one. So 0 plus I. I is also 0 now. So 0 plus 0, which is obviously 0 itself. So after that, we are increasing the value of I. I becomes I plus 2. I is now 0, 0 plus 2. I becomes 0 plus 2. So going up here, we are checking while I is now 2, 2 less than limit. Imagine the limit is 8, okay? So 2 less than 8 is true. So what happens? We are going it inside. So sum is equal to sum plus I. Sum is already 0 plus I. I is now 2. Okay. After that, I becomes I plus 2, which means 2 plus 2, 4. We are going up to check 4 less than 8. True. So sum becomes sum, which is 0 plus 0 plus 2, which is 2 plus I. I is now 4. Okay. Again going up, again I equal to I plus 2, I becomes 6 now. Going up, 6 less than 8 is true. So sum becomes 2 plus 4 plus 6, which is sum plus I. Then I becomes I plus 2, 6 plus 2, 8. We are going up to check 8 less than equal to 8 is true. So sum becomes sum plus I. Sum is already 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 8. Okay. After that, I becomes 8 plus 2, 10. So whenever we are checking 10 less than equal to limit, that's wrong. So the computer will be going down here. We are printing sum of even numbers equal to sum. Now, what is the value of sum? Sum is 2 plus 4, 6. Sorry, 0 plus 2 is 2. 2 plus 4, 6. 6 plus 6 is 8. 8 plus 8 is 16. So it will print sum of even numbers are 8. All right. I hope it's clear. Now, let's continue with today's topic. So first, we'll be discussing about while loop with the else statement. Okay. So here, we have already learned that we can add an else block with the if statement, right? So how it will work is that we'll add an if condition in the if block, if statement, and if the condition is wrong, then the computer will go inside the else block, else statement, else block, and it will execute the statements inside the else, right? But in case of while loop, it's quite different. Like here, an else part, obviously the while loop can have an optional else part, just like the if. So the else part is evaluated when the condition in the while loop false. Okay. So for example, as long as the condition is true, the body of the while will be executing. Okay. And when the condition becomes false, we'll be coming out of the while loop, right? So the computer will be going inside the else block to execute the body of the else. Okay. So a while loop else part run when there is no break statement and the condition is false. So this one is important because always, whenever you're adding an else block, after whenever the condition is true, the body of the while will execute. And whenever it becomes wrong, it is going inside the else block, right? But there is an exception, like when there is a break statement inside a while loop. If you have a break statement inside your while loop, then only in that case, the computer will skip the else block. Okay. Only when there is only if your while loop is terminated using a break statement, then only the computer will be skipping the else part. Now, what is a break statement? We are going to learn it. Okay. So we can say a while loop else part will run when there is no break statement and the condition is false. Okay. Now, let's see an example. So here, this is a program to check the while loop else. So I have a variable I equal to 0. We are checking while I less than 3. So here the condition is I less than 3. So initially 0 less than 3 is true. Right? I is 0 initially. 0 less than, wait. Actually there is an error in this program. 0 less than 3 is true. So in that case, it will print inside. What happens? It is coming inside the while loop and it is printing inside the while. Okay, here I forgot to add a line. Here after printing inside while, we need to increment the value of I, which means I should be changed to I equal to I plus 1. Then only the value of I will be changing. Remember, you have to add it inside the while loop. Okay, I should be increased by 1. Okay, so yeah, in the first condition, I is 0, 0 less than 3, 3 is true. So it will print inside the while. Okay. After that, computer will go up here again. Okay. I is changed to 0 plus 1, 1 now. So whenever we are going up, we are checking 1 less than 3. That's also true, right? So what happens? We are printing again inside the while. After that, I becomes 1 plus 1, I is now 2. So going up, we are checking while 2 less than 3. That's also true. Okay. So what happens? We are again printing inside while. Now I becomes 3 plus 1, 4. So, sorry, I becomes 2 plus 1, 3. I becomes 3, sorry, 2 plus 1, 3. So when we are checking 3 less than 3, that is wrong. Because 3 is not less than 3. 3 is actually equal to 3. So in that case, whenever, condition, while condition becomes wrong, so the computer will be going inside the else block and it will print inside else. This one. See? Whenever the condition becomes false, whenever the condition 3 less than 3 is false, at that time it will go inside the else block and it will print inside else. Okay, so whenever the condition is true, it will be continuously executing the code statements inside the while loop. And whenever it becomes wrong, it will go inside the else block and it will execute the statements inside the else block. Okay. Now let's continue. Now the break statement. So why we are using a break statement? Using a break statement, we can stop a while loop even if the condition is true. Okay. So here you can see this example here. I have a variable x is equal to 1. So I'm checking while x less than 5. 1 is less than 5, that's true. So in that case, we are printing x. X means 1. Okay. Now I'm just checking if x equal to 3. 1 equal to 3 is wrong, right? So what happens? Computer will go here. X is incremented by 1, which means value of x is changed to x plus 1. X was now 1. It is changed to 1 plus 1, 2. Okay. Now the computer is again going up to check the condition again. While 2 less than 5. That's true. So I'm printing x, which means we are printing 2. After that, I'm again checking if x equal to 3. 2 equal to 3. That's wrong. So we are going down. We are increasing the value of x again. X becomes 3 now. Okay. Now coming up again, we are again checking while 3 less than 5. That is also true. And I'm printing 3. After that, I'm checking if 3 equal to 3. That is true, right? So in that case, we are adding a break. Break means it will be coming out of the while loop. Okay. That's why even though 3 less than 5 is true, 4 less than 5 is true, even though while loop is still true, we can, exit from a while loop using the break statement. Okay. So we are using a break statement to stop the while loop even if the condition is true. I hope it's clear. So we are going to see more examples using the break. Before that, let's learn what is a continuous statement. Okay, so using a continuous statement, we can stop the current iteration and continue with the next iteration, which means here in this example, you can see x is equal to 0. And I'm checking while x less than 5, like 0 less than 5 is true. So x is equal to x plus 1. X is now changed to, value of x is changed to 1. Now the value of x is 1. And I'm checking if 1 equal to 3. That's wrong. So what happens? We are printing 1. Okay. Now after that, it's again going up here to check. 1 less than 5 is true. So value of x is changed to 1 plus 1. It is now 2. So we are checking if 2 equal to 3. That's wrong. So again going down, we are printing the x, which is 2. Now going up, we are checking 2 less than 5. That's true. So x becomes 2 plus 1. Now the value of x is 3. Okay. When we are checking if x, which is 3, equal to 3, that's true, right? So the computer will go inside the if block and it will execute the continue. Continue means computer will skip the remaining lines. Okay, which means the remaining lines will be skipped. It will skip the remaining lines and it will go to the next execution. So whenever this continue is happening, the print text will not be executing. It will be directly going up here, which means we are again checking 3 less than 5 is true. So x becomes x plus 1, 3 plus 1, 4 now. That's why here it is printing 4. You can see after 2 it is 4 because whenever it is 3, we are just directly adding continue. So it is going up here. That's why the print statement of print 3 is not executing. Okay. So whenever you want to stop the current iteration, not the entire while loop. Okay. Only if you want to stop the current iteration and you want to skip the remaining lines and you want to continue with the next iteration, you can use the continue statement. Clear? Okay. Now, before the assignment questions, Let's do a program using the break statement. Okay. So here what I'm going to do is that I'm adding a infinite while loop. Okay, maybe for example, while true. As you know, true is always true, right? So here, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to ask the user a question, okay, before the while loop. So I'm asking a question, maybe print. You can ask any question, okay? So maybe print, who is the king of jungle? Okay, this is sample question, right? So while true, inside the while loop, I'm receiving the answer. Okay? Answer equal to input. Okay, whatever the answer the user is typing, it will be stored inside the variable answer. Okay. Now I'm checking if the answer, whatever the answer user has written, whether it is equal to the correct answer. So who is the king of the jungle? It's lion. A sample question, okay? So I'm just checking if answer is equal to lion. If it is lion, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to print maybe correct answer. Okay. You can see else, which means if the answer is wrong. Okay. Then I need to print wrong. Try again. Try again. Or maybe I am typing uh, type another answer. Okay. So here we have a question, who is the king of the jungle? And I'm adding answer is equal to input. So whatever answer the user is typing, it will be stored inside the variable answer, right? Then I'm checking if answer is lion. If it is lion, it will print correct answer. Else it will print wrong answer. Wrong. Type another answer. Now remember, this is inside the while true, which means this will be keep on executing. Let's see how it is working. Question, who is the king of the jungle? Right? So I'm typing the answer, maybe correct answer, lion. It's saying correct answer. Again, the mouse is blinking, right? So that I can again type an answer. Okay, let's make a small change in this question. Maybe I'm adding this question also inside the while. Okay, let's see how it will appear now. Yeah, so the question, lion, I have written the correct answer. It's saying correct answer. Again, it's asking the same question, right? That's wrong, right? Suppose I'm typing the wrong answer, maybe tiger. It's saying wrong, type another wrong, type another answer. Who is the king of the jungle? Okay. So maybe I'm adding a wrong answer. It's saying wrong, type another answer. Okay. So whenever I'm typing a wrong answer, obviously it should ask the question again, right? But whenever I'm typing the correct answer, it should stop asking immediately. Yeah. Whenever I'm asking the question again, I mean, typing the correct answer, we have to stop it. So for that purpose, inside the if block, after saying correct answer, I can add a break statement. So what will happen here? Whenever I'm running my code, you can see it's asking who is the king of the jungle, right? Okay. So whenever I'm typing the answer here, liar, so it's saying correct answer and the program is finished. Okay. Now suppose let's run it again. I'm typing the wrong answer. Maybe I'm typing deer. It's saying wrong. Type another answer. Who is the king of the jungle? So maybe I'm adding maybe fox. So again saying wrong. Again asking the question, who is the king of the jungle? So whenever I'm asking typing liar, it's saying correct answer and it's stopping the code. Why? Because after the correct answer, I have added the break statement. Okay, so that it will be immediately stopping the code. Okay, so the break statement is very useful whenever we are adding the while, I mean, infinite conditions and all. Like here, the while true. All right. So maybe let's, sorry. we can erase this. Okay, maybe let's try a quiz. Okay, maybe instead of this print this question, let's change the question into something else. Maybe I'm asking the user a mathematical question. Okay, so for example, here I want to create a quiz. I mean a math quiz, right? So maybe on the top I'm printing math quiz. Okay, now here every single time what I need to do is that I will be asking the user a different question. Okay, if the answer is correct, we'll ask another question again. If the answer is wrong, like we'll stop the code immediately. Okay, as long as the user is typing the correct answer, we'll be asking a new question. Okay, maybe we can give it as an instruction also. Okay, you will get a point with each correct, correct answer. Okay, so now what I need to do is that I need to ask the question, right? So I'm adding a while loop. While, let's make it infinite loop itself. While true. While true is, it will be like an infinite loop. So to ask a question, obviously we need two variables, right? So num1, maybe I'm typing 5, and 2, maybe equal to 6. Now the problem is that whenever you're asking a question, like for example, like this, I'm asking a question, print, what is num1 plus n2? Sorry, I'm adding a question mark also. Okay, this is a question. So the problem is that every single time it is going to ask the same question. What is 5 plus 6? What is 5 plus 6? What is 5 plus 6? We don't want that, right? Every single time it should be a different question. So here I want this n1 and n2 should be a different number each and every time. So here, listen carefully. Whenever you want to make the computer generate a random number, every single time a different number, then for that purpose, we can import a module called as random module. Import random. Okay. So import random, using the import random module, we can use different codes to generate the random numbers. So here, instead of 5, I need a random number, right? So I'm adding random. Random is the module which we currently imported. Random dot. See, you can see there are different functions. Whichever we need, you can select. So I'm selecting random dot rand int because I want an integer number. Okay. So the random dot random function will generate an integer number in a specified range, which means we have to specify the range also. Maybe I'm typing 1 comma maybe 10 or 100, any number. Okay. So between that range, the computer will select a number. Okay, and store it in the n1. I'm doing the same thing for the n2, random dot random, and I'm setting the range maybe 2 comma 12. You can set the maximum and minimum and maximum number. Okay, so the computer will be choosing any number between them, this minimum and maximum number. All right, now you can see every single time the numbers are different. What is 1 plus 9? What is 8 plus 7? What is 8 plus 9? See? Okay. So n1 and n2 will be a new number in each execution of the while loop. Now we need to receive the answer. So I'm adding answer. It's a variable equal to int input. Remember, it should be int input because the answer will be an integer number. Okay. Now we need to check if the answer is correct or wrong, obviously, right? So I'm checking if my answer, whatever the answer the user has written, answer equal to actually whether it is equal to n1 plus n2. So I'm telling the computer to calculate the n1 and n2 and just compare it with my answer. Okay, if answer is equal to n1 plus n2. If it is correct, what we need to do? I'm just printing. Good job. Maybe correct answer. Okay. And we need to increase a point because here we are telling you will get a point with each correct answer. So for that purpose, on the top, I'm creating a variable point equal to initially 0. Remember the point equal to 0 should be outside the while loop because at the beginning, the point we have to set it to 0, not inside. Okay. If we are accidentally, if we add it inside the while loop, then always your point will be reset to 0. So remember it should be outside the while loop on top. Okay. So now here, inside the if block, after printing good job, correct answer, I'm increasing the value of the point, which means point will be point plus 1. Okay. So now the point is 0. So when the answer is correct, point will be changed to 0 plus 1, 1. The next time it will be 1 plus 1, 2. Then it will be 2 plus 1, 3 like that. Okay. Now, what if the answer is wrong? So if the answer is wrong, I'm going to print wrong answer. Okay. Maybe I'm also printing better luck next time. Okay. Now I want to print the maybe the result. I mean how much point he received. Okay. So I'm adding another print statement and I'm printing you got. Okay. Comma. Point is a variable. How much point he got. So after that I'm printing points. Sorry. Okay. So if the user has got 5 points, it will say you got 5 points. If he has received 10 points, it will say you got 10 points. Okay. Yeah. After that, we need to stop asking the question, right? We are saying wrong answer, but like next time you got 5 points. Then we need to stop asking the question, right? So inside the else block, I'm adding a break so that whenever the answer is wrong, after printing the points and all, we are stopping the questions. All right. Let's see how it will work. So you can see the first question is here. What is 1 plus 6? So I'm typing 7. You can say it's a good job, correct answer. Now the second question, what is 9 plus 5? I'm typing 14. It's a good job, correct answer. Now 7 plus 6. I'm typing the wrong answer. Okay, I'm typing 0. It's saying wrong answer. Better like next time you got 2 points. And you see, questioning is stopped. Clear? 2 points bigger here because my 2 answers were correct. Clear? So all this code which I'm doing here in this video series, you can access it by visiting our Urdu IT Academy GitHub page. All right. Yeah. Now let's continue. I'm going to give you 2 assignment problems so that you can practice at home. So the first question is to write a program that continuously asks the user to enter a password until the password until the correct password is entered. Which means if you want to do this question, like here, you need to use a while true. Okay, you can use a while true statement itself so that it can be an infinite loop. And before the while loop, before creating the while loop, you need to create a variable to store the password, maybe correct password. So correct password is equal to maybe I'm typing hello1234. That's my password. So remember hello1234 should be inside the quote, single quote or double quote because it's a string. Whatever password you can type, okay? So after that, inside the while true, you need to ask the user to enter the password and you need to receive the password equal to input. Then you need to check if the correct password is equal to the password the user has entered. If it is corrected, if the password is provided is correct, then you need to print access granted and you need to stop the while loop, which means you can add a break. Otherwise, else you can print, wrong password, try again, so that the user can try it again. Okay, so the first question you have to do it using the break statement. Now the second question is to write a program that iterates through numbers from 1 to 20. Okay, so you need to create a while loop which will iterate from 1 to 20. Okay, so for each number, you need to check if it is a prime. Like you have to check if the number is a prime number. If it is not a prime, you need to skip to the next number using the continuous statement. Okay, so only if the number is, if it is prime, that's okay. But if it is not prime, which means in the else block, you need to, using the continuous statement, you have to add the continuous statement so that you can continue with the next iteration. Alright. I hope it's clear. See you again with the next video. Till then, bye. Have a nice day.